Hi, I'm Jim Christle. I'm product marketing manager here at CDK. I'm sitting with Dan Bonesho. He's one of our senior consultants and he's one of our warranty experts. And today we're going to talk a little bit about warranty and why it's important to the dealership. So, Dan, to start off with, when we go through warranty work and we look at all the different codes and the different things that are there, a lot of people come back and they ask me, what is so important about warranty and how's it helping out my dealership? And I know you've been doing this for years. So, if you want to give some of the benefits of what warranty work is for us.
Right. Yeah. So I've been in the business for 45 plus years, in the dealerships most of my life. And warranty represents somewhere between 25 and 50% of a dealer's income. So that makes it in itself a super important thing. We have a lot of control at the dealership level about changing your labor pricing. But when it comes to your warranty pricing, there's a few more hoops you've got to jump through for that.
Okay, so warranty pricing is going to come down. It's going to be what the OEMs agree to pay you for the same warranty work, right? So can you explain how we're coming up with the warranty rate versus the customer pay rate?
Right. So we've got a new product, our warranty revenue assistance program. And what we do is look at state law and also the OEM. And we kind of look and do a deep dive into the data, pull it out, use AI to leverage what's included and what can be excluded in there, apply all the discounts that we can so we can come to the best bucket of repair orders so that we can submit that to the OEM and say, hey, listen, here is our demonstrated effective labor rate.
Okay. And so why that's important is because every state and every OEM has different regulations and laws, right, for what can be submitted and what they're going to take as they calculate that rate. And so we'll come back again to that. But on the reimbursement rate, that's really going to bottom line to your revenue. So where it's important is your service department starts to make profit, dealership makes profit, right?
Correct.
So warranty is going to build into that, as you said, about 25% of it is looking at
On the
warranty
low
work.
end, some of
Okay.
them are even higher.
Okay. So we want to make sure that we're being reimbursed at the correct rate. And
Right.
so from what I'm hearing you say, that's where we step in with the warranty revenue assistance program. We're going to help balance out that rate, correct?
Correct. Yes, we're gonna do all the heavy lifting, all the hard work to find the right range of repair orders to get you the most, the biggest uplift that we can possibly get you on the labor side of things as well as the part side of things.
Perfect. So we've been doing this now for the new one's been out for since the end of December, I guess.
Right.
We're running a tight pipeline. We've done probably 130 different customers on it now. And we've run how many different assessments over those
Assessments or actual
assessments
assessments?
themselves?
We've done 500 assessments
So we've
in the
done
last few weeks alone.
Okay, so we've done 500 assessments last few weeks. What are we finding in those assessments? What can we share?
Well, we're finding a ton of potential opportunity, not only just in the revenue side of the things, but also maybe some coaching opportunities because maybe there's not enough lift there at this point in time. We can see that there's, things that we could help you with so that maybe in 6 months or 3 months, we take another look at it. And now we've got a good potential uplift. Now, on some of the surveys we've already done and submitted, we're getting some strong results there as well. We're averaging around $260,000 every time we're submitting one of these. Some are way higher, some are a little bit lower, but the average is about $260,000.
So we're averaging $260,000 in uplift to what they were making. So if I'm just to be clear, so we're looking at the different rates and we're saying from a labor rate and a parts upkeep, put those together. If you did the same amount of warranty work last year,
Right.
this year with the new approved rates from the OEM, we're seeing a lift of around 260,000 to the bottom line.
Correct. If you did nothing different from last year, didn't do any extra hours, nothing changed, you'd make another $260,000 doing nothing at all.
Okay. So I want to go, but you also mentioned coaching. So
Right.
when we look at these reports and we're doing that, what are some of the big things that we're coaching people on? What are you seeing where they need the coaching?
So a lot of things we see, labor op usage, so labor operations, that they're really kind of sticking to one general labor operation. And for us, when we do the assessments, it's not a problem because we're leveraging AI to read the tech stories and the complaints and figure out what those jobs are. But as a fixed operations person, when you want to drill into your work, you would like to be able to take a look at what type of work am I doing? Am I doing suspension work? Am I doing steering work? Am I doing brake work, transmissions, engines, so on? If you had better labor op usage, you could quickly look at a report and go, okay, I can see kind of where my work mix is sitting with some of this stuff. But when
Okay.
you're just using one generic labor operation, that really creates a problem for you.
Okay. I'm going to assume too that if we look into that kind of detail, it might go past warranty to also how we're actually billing customer pay. So
Right.
if we're adjusting that, we're actually going to do more than the uplift. You might get some uplift on your customer pay rate. Make sure you're within that range. Is that correct? Does that
Correct.
translate?
That's exactly what happens because the only way you're going to get more money from the OEM is if you do a better job on your customer pay stuff.
Okay.
Right. So if we get a higher ELR on the customer pay side of things, we're going to get a higher reimbursement from the OEM.
That's great. So another thing that I've heard since we've been here is people talk about the importance of warranty work and doing it well to build customer trust and potentially loyalty in new customers.
Right.
So in your many years out in on field talking to these guys, how are you seeing that work out? Is that truly a funnel if you're getting warranty right to the next new customer? Or
Oh, absolutely. If a customer is bringing their vehicle in for you for a repair that shouldn't be costing them money, right? And we don't do a good job with that repair, and we don't treat them like they should be treated. What are the odds they're going to come and spend a penny with you,
right,
right?
right,
So we want to make sure, that we're taking care of our customer. We're fixing it right the first time. We're doing all the things right so that when it comes time for the customer to spend money with us, they want to spend money with us. We've done a good job on the warranty side of things, creating a relationship so that we can continue that all the way through.
great. Thank you. I know one of the other ones that came up the other day. I was at a NAMUG convention. And I was talking to other people about what they're doing with the uplift, right? So it's I don't want to say it's found money, but it's money they weren't necessarily expecting to have. And so what they're doing is they're reinvesting it back into service. And they're saying, okay, if I'm going to continue, as you just said, to build that customer trust and do that, I can actually reinvest that back into my service department, which is a window into the whole dealership for the
Right.
customer experience. So that case, they're trying to buy a new lift. And then, of course, if you get a new lift, you need new technicians to go with it, right?
Right.
So that's where you're adjusting
Ye-
the pay. On that note,
Right.
when we look at it and we go in to do the warranty revenue assistance program or any warranty lift, does something like a new lift, does that allow you to go back to the OEM or how's that adjusted? How often are you allowed to do this and what triggers that reimbursement?
So most of it is driven by state law. The states that have well written laws will put in there if you can do it once a calendar year, once every 12 months. It could be twice a year. It really kind of it varies by state,
Okay.
but we keep on top of that stuff constantly to
Okay.
make sure that those laws are up to date and that we know what they are. So when things change, we're ahead of that ball game.
Okay. So we're tracking that for so the dealers don't have to. So we're keeping up with the statutes and the OEM requirements,
Right?
but also once a year. So this makes it even more vital that we get it right, right? So they can go back once a year, get the rates adjusted. And if it's not adjusted where you need it to be, you got to wait another year to get to it.
Right, right. And
All right.
hopefully within that year, we've done enough good coaching to really make an impact on that next year.
All right. So sounds very complicated, and I know our tool makes it a lot faster, and
Right,
we then apply your expertise to it. Can you talk a little bit about turnaround time and how that's affecting the dealership?
right. So a lot of places, it takes 2 to 3 months to get a survey done and get it submitted. In that 2 to 3 months, you're missing out on all that revenue that you could have been getting. Right.
Okay.
Our tool allows us to turn that around in a 3 to 5 day range. And that also includes the ability to print the DSTA accounting copies that are required to be sent in along with
Okay.
the surveys.
That's great. Okay. So we're providing the coaching,
Hmm.
we're providing the assessment, going
Right.
through, we're doing it quickly. We now, how's our turnaround? How's our submission rate going? I know we're getting good submission back, but
Right.
we hear
So
from the
it's
OEMs.
depending on the state, they have anywhere between 30 and 60 days once you submit it for the OEM to answer back. And sometimes they come back and they're approved and right through. Sometimes they want some adjustments to be made. And that's again where we excel. We're willing to work until the job is done. We're not going to say, well, we're right, they're wrong, and that's just the way it is. We're going to go in and we're going to fix that survey, make it the way it needs to be, and we're going to resubmit it and get it right back to them
Okay.
if we have to do that.
And how we've been doing on the resubmissions? How often does that happen?
Not very often. It does happen because as the more we these we do, the goalposts start to move, and the
Okay.
OEMs start to look at things a little bit differently, and the state laws a little bit differently. But For the most part, once we are getting honed in with that, it's been
Okay.
pretty few.
All right. Dan's being shy. I'll say it. We're at nearly 100% on the first submission rate, which is very, very good. So it's been great. Um, to wrap it up, then, pardon the pun, the time to money is a big thing, and that's happening because we're coaching them up front. We're able to go deeper into the DMS because it's ours. Basically, we can look at all information. We can customize each one of those as we go through to make sure it's right and meeting all the OEM needs.
Yes.
And then we're getting really quick approval rates. So again, that's coming back faster. So you're getting it somewhere between a month and 2 months faster than maybe they were doing it on their own. So we're getting it to it quicker.
Yeah.
Well, I know that's why we're so busy at RAPS, so busy here talking about it. So
Right.
thank you for the time. Appreciate it.
Ah, it's my pleasure.